Go on, shoot me. Better than hanging.
Posse?
Ben Barrett and his twin B hands.
Throw your gun in there. You hide in here. Maybe you'd rather hang. You're trespassing, Barrett.
When a man chases a rustler, he doesn't take time to check boundaries.
You've always got a good excuse.
I caught a couple of rustlers in my herd. Now, we shot one of them. The other one rode through here not more than a minute ago.
No one rode this way.
He must have. We've been right behind him.
I said he didn't. Now clear off the Circle M.
I don't think you'd shoot.
Try me. You can come out now, rustler.
From out of the West, Dick Powell's Zane Grey Theater. Tonight, star Barbara Stanwyck.
What's your name?
Dix Porter. Who do I thank?
Regan Moore.
Well, maybe I shouldn't ask why you bothered.
I don't like lynch parties. Anyhow, Barrett's nothing but a range bandit himself. I couldn't pass up the chance to cross him.
Or any other man?
Were you stealing cattle?
Are you regretting your impulse?
I never regret anything I do on impulse.
Well, maybe I do owe you an honest answer.
I knew your name was familiar. Dix Porter. Gunman, outlaw, rustler.
If you'll just give me my gun back, I'll say much obliged and be on my way.
Once you're off my land, the Twin B riders may be waiting for you. Of course, if you want to decorate a cottonwood.
Maybe you're right.
Afraid of me?
Outside of your name, I don't know anything else about you.
Give yourself a chance.
Have a nice ride, Miss Regan?
Very nice, True. Thanks. Come into the house.
I was starting to worry about you, dear.
Jed, this is Dix Porter, my husband, Jed Moore.
Mr. Porter.
Yeah?
Barrett and 3 of his men chased Mr. Porter right onto our land.
You mean you drove Barrett away?
Exactly as you would have, Jed.
Why were they after you, Mr. Porter?
Barrett accused him of rustling.
I see.
Mr. Porter told me he's trying to live down his reputation. He served his time, and now he wants to make a different kind of life for himself. Then today, an ex-partner of his was caught trying to steal Barrett's cattle and was killed.
And how did Mr. Porter become involved?
He was riding out looking for a job. One of the Twin B riders spotted him and remembered seeing him in town with the dead rustler. That's all Barrett needed.
You see, he sets himself above the law. He always has. Is there anything else I should know?
Well, no, Mrs. Moore said it all much better than I could. Nobody believes I want to change.
Well, here, Mr. Porter, we not only believe in the possibility of reform, we're surrounded with living proof of it. True Wessel, the man who took your horses when you came in, True was considered to be a hopeless drunk. He hasn't had a drink in months, even though whiskey is available to him. My wife's maid, Serafina. Serafina was a thief. Her own family turned her out. Here with us, she's found herself again. No human being is beyond changing, no matter what his or her past may have been. Am I right, my dear?
You've proved it.
Now, if you really have the will to change, Mr. Porter, I think I can find a job for you here.
Well, that's more than I'd hoped for.
Well, at any rate, you stay the night. True can find a bunk for you, and we'll talk more about it in the morning, all right?
Well, thank you. Both of you.
Wasn't it fortunate, my dear, that you happened along just in time to save Mr. Porter?
Yes, wasn't it?
Oh, did I tell you that Serafina found the money that I had misplaced?
No.
Nearly $200.
That was very careless of you, Jed.
Certainly was. But how fortunate for me that we have someone as trustworthy as Serafina. You haven't been to town in a long time. You know, our friend Courtney is doing very well with the Oriental Saloon. He's enlarging the bar.
Courtney's no friend of mine.
He takes a great deal of interest in you.
Well, you can't blame me for that.
Darling, no one's blaming you for anything. I can understand why you and Courtney would have many things in common, and I know how dull our life here must be for you after...
You talk to me about Courtney. Misplaced money for Serafina to find, and put the whiskey where True can get it.
Anyone can be virtuous in a vacuum. Cal?
Here, Jed. Looking for a man named Dix Porter.
We know he's hiding here.
Well, he's working here.
Here he is, Marshal.
Put that gun away.
It's all right, Mr. Barrett. I'm not out.
You Dix Porter?
That's right.
Got quite a record.
Well, I don't deny that.
The man's trying to reform. He's served his time.
Reform? We reformed his partner this afternoon. This one got away from us, though. Thanks to her.
Did you see him trying to steal the cattle?
He wasn't with the other man, no, but...
Where was he?
He gotten back to the trail before we picked him up.
You didn't tell me this.
First I knew there was any troubles when he and his men came riding after me.
That's a lie. You were seen in town with the man we shot. Now, somebody was working with him today, and I say it was you.
You weren't involved. Why'd you run?
Well, Marshal, if you had my record and you saw 4 very angry men with a rope coming after you, what would you do?
Marshal, I say he's a thief. Now, are you going to do your job or not?
Don't crowd me, Ben.
The marshal's not bound to arrest everyone you point a finger at.
Now, if I thought there was the slightest chance that this man had tried to steal Barrett's cattle, do you think I'd have taken him on here?
No, I don't think you would. Under the circumstances, Ben, you better just forget it.
You're going to let this rustler go?
I don't have enough evidence to arrest him.
Well, I should have known better than to expect any satisfaction from the law. If it hadn't have been for your interference, this would have been settled this afternoon.
May we get you some coffee, Marshal?
No, thanks, Miss Moore. I better just head back to town. Sorry to have bothered you.
Good night, Marshal. You made a good impression.
Well, it wouldn't have meant much without you two to back me up.
Well, we'll see you in the morning. All right, clear out.
This isn't settled yet.
I think it'd be better if I moved on.
Oh, now, wait a minute. I offered you a job here. That offer still stands.
Thanks.
Maybe it would be wise if we posted a guard, in case they decide to come back.
It's a good idea.
The least I can do is take the first watch.
All right. Tell True to relieve you at 4.
I couldn't sleep.
Well, I think you'd be pretty tired. You've been so busy looking after me. Even shot at me.
I had to protect my investment.
I haven't really had a chance to show my appreciation.
You said thanks.
That's small change payment for what you've done. And nobody gets something for nothing. You got anything on your mind, you better let me know about it if you want me to stick around.
You have no reason to stay?
Yeah, but maybe a reason to go.
You can't leave.
Well, what can I do for you, lady? You got about everything.
Just about everything. Every woman in town envies me. Each one of them asks herself, why couldn't I have been what Regan was? Then maybe Jed would have married me and saved me.
Is that what he did, save you?
Mm-hmm. I was an orphan at 16. And when Jed found me, I was working at the Silver Dollar. Ever hear of it?
It's the biggest gambling hall in Prescott.
I thought when Jed asked me to be his wife, the past would be erased. I was wrong. My husband can forgive anyone anything, but you must pay for that forgiveness. I've had 3 years of it. I can't take it anymore.
Well, it seems to me that you could walk out of here anytime you wanted to.
I like it here.
I see. Well, you've done an awful lot for me, lady, but if you expect me to get rid of your husband for you...
I could make it very worthwhile. Don't answer now. Think about it.
You're trying to tell me something about this fella. What is it?
I'm afraid we made a mistake about him, Marshal.
Seems to me you were the first one to defend him. Brought him to the ranch. So what's happened to change your mind?
Well, it's nothing you can pin down, but from some of the things he has said, I'm afraid he may betray Jed's trust in him. Everyone knows how much cash Jed keeps on the place.
Have you told your husband about this?
I've tried to, Marshal, but you know how trusting Jed is. He insists on seeing only the best in everyone.
I know. Tell you what, I'll ride out to your place in a day or two and see if I can't just quietly talk Jed into easing this fella off the place.
I wish you would. Anyhow, I feel better having talked it over with you. Thank you, Marshal.
I thought you wouldn't come.
He read late.
Why'd you go to town today?
I don't have to answer to you.
That's what you want, isn't it? Not to have to answer to a man. But you need me to help you, or maybe you're planning on using me.
If you want to back
I
out.
didn't say that. You'd almost think that you cared for me. But I guess a woman with your experience would find it easy to fool a man.
We have to make our plans for tomorrow night.
Tomorrow? What do we do?
He takes a walk around the place every night before he goes to bed.
Around 10:30.
You be on guard tomorrow night when he takes that walk. When he gets a good distance from the house.
He won't be on.
As soon as I hear your shot, I'll fire his gun into the air.
I'll still be shooting a man who didn't have a gun on him.
I'll get to him first and put his gun beside him.
Oh, you better get to him first.
I'll tell them I was out walking with him, that he thought he saw something in the shadows and fired. And you thought it was a twin bead raid and fired back.
And it's only your word between me and a rope.
Well, why should they doubt me? Maybe at first I'll even pretend to blame you. And then afterwards be almost forced to admit it wasn't your fault. You've killed men before for much less. We better not see each other tomorrow.
I'll be out riding fence.
Good night.
No, Regan, you should have seen the doctor when you were in town yesterday. Now, I could send for him.
I'll be all right.
You sure you don't want me to come along?
Serafina can look after me.
And you'll be back tomorrow?
If I feel up to it.
Well, if you're not back by noon, maybe I'll join you.
When you finish there, you can have the rest of the evening to yourself.
Gracias, señora. To come here means little to me now.
Oh, Miguel wasn't the only good-looking fellow in Adamsville.
For me, he was.
Well, if he'd been worth having, he would have stood by you when you were accused.
His family would not permit him to be seen with a thief.
He shouldn't have listened to them.
I didn't know what was really important. I thought having money mattered more to me than anything else. I found out too late that Miguel was all I really wanted.
You'll forget him after a while.
For some women, there can be only one man. She may lose him, but she will never be able to forget him. I talk too much. Will you rest before dinner?
I'm going back to the ranch.
We have just come.
I'll get a horse at the livery stable.
Senora.
You come back in the morning.
And you work from sun up to dark, and then you spend half the night on guard.
Well, it's a waste of good sleeping time, but if the boss wants it.
Oh, it ain't the boss. It's Miss Regan that's edgy. I was sort of hoping the boss would tell us we could forget it tonight, since she ain't here.
Mrs. Moore is on the ranch?
Oh, she and Serafina went to town this afternoon. Maybe gone several days.
You take the first watch.
I thought you said you wanted it.
I changed my mind.
Where's Dick?
Well, he's in the barn saddling up. All of a sudden, he's decided to quit.
I've heard it before.
I know what you must feel.
You do?
I did intend to use you, but don't you see I couldn't go through with it. That's why I came back here.
You could have saved yourself a long ride.
Dix,
now,
please.
you're a smart woman. And find some other fool to make you play for you.
I don't care about the money. I don't care about Jed. Just take me with you.
No thanks. But I'll hand you a laugh. When I first met you, the story I told you, that was true. I wasn't trying to steal those cattle. I was really looking for an honest way to make a living. Instead, I found you.
I'll do anything you want, but please, please take me with you.
Without the cash in hand, honey, you look just like any other dance hall girl. There'll be 50 like you in every town, I hear.
You've been watching us all this time, waiting for me to fail.
Well, naturally, this has been a great hurt and disappointment to me.
But you're ready to forgive me.
Certainly.
And you'll remind me of it every day of my life.
Well, how can we hope to better ourselves, my dear, unless we have someone close to us who is constantly holding up a mirror of the past? I mean, we must be reminded of the old ugliness, or we might be tempted to return to it.
You know, Jed, I really don't deserve you.
Well, you'll have the rest of your life to justify my trust, and I hope you won't fail me again. Where are you going?
Goodbye, Jed.
You can't leave me.
Yes, I can. As Dix once said, I can walk out of here.
To what? Back to what you were when I found you?
If I stayed, I might kill you. And who knows, once outside this private hell of yours, I might even change. Anyway, I'm giving myself a chance.
Go on, shoot me. Better than hanging.
Posse,
Ben Barrett and his twin B-hands.
throw your gun in there. You hide in here. Maybe you'd rather hang. You're trespassing, Barrett.
When a man chases a rustler, he doesn't take time to check boundaries.
You've always got a good excuse.
I caught a couple of rustlers in my herd. Now, we shot one of them. The other one rode through here not more than a minute ago.
No one rode this way.
He must have. We've been right behind him.
I said he didn't. Now clear off the Circle M.
I don't think you'd shoot.
Try me.
You can come out now, rustler.
From out of the West, Dick Powell's Zane Grey Theater. Tonight, star Barbara Stanwyck.